Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. I'm just looking at various articles and news reports pertaining to Canelo's performance. There's some I slightly agree with. There are some that I heavily disagree with. But there was one article that I saw via Yahoo Sports, and they was breaking down Canelo's performance last night. And it's pretty much inclined to what I was saying pertaining to Canelo, that I really do think Canelo is on a decline. I think that the wear and tear is starting to kick in. You know, as I said before, if you're one of those diehard Canelo fans that can't handle objective and fair assessment of what this particular media member saw last night, then that's your problem. I'm not gonna watch what I say because you're too emotional to understand what I'm trying to say. Listen, I have nothing personal against Canelo whatsoever. Never met the man, never really interviewed him whatsoever. So I really have no issues with Canelo, but I'm just giving my honest assessment. Me, myself, I saw a Canelo who looked like he is on the decline. Yes, he won a unanimous decision, but if you look at how he won and who he won this unanimous decision against, he had his struggles. Keep in mind, this was a dude that he was supposed to knock out. They set him up with this guy to knock him out because they thought this was the easiest way for him to obtain a knockout. So now, as I said before, you have to look at future opponents for Canelo. Like I said before, I think he loses to Bibble, whether it's at 168 or 175. The only difference is whether he gets beat down or whether he gets stopped. I think if he fights Bibble at the full 175, he gets stopped. I think if he fights him at 168, he gets beat and beat badly. I don't see nothing that showed me that a rematch would be any different. At the end of the day, he talked about his wrist being broke and all that kind of stuff. It was more about his pride being broke. Canelo knows that he got humiliated by Dimitri Bivol. Instead of him accepting the fact that he got beat soundly and he got dominated and just accept his loss, he wants to make excuses. So now Dimitri Bivol is like, okay, well, since you trying to discredit my victory, okay, I'll fight you at 168 for all your belts and then beat you and become undisputed at 168. And then what's your excuse going to be? Even though I think that is a bad idea for Bivol, because you have to wonder what type of stipulations Canelo is going to require. Now, for what I've been told, that the fight is going to happen in September. It will be at 168. So sometimes you have to wonder if Canelo's pride is kicking in. And will it be one of those cases of some, cooking with the judges, where as long as Canelo doesn't get knocked out, they'll declare Canelo the winner or they'll give him a draw. But I think in a rematch, I think Bivol is going to go in there to knock Canelo out. He's not going to say he's going to knock Canelo out, but he's going to stop Canelo. Because if he says he's going to knock Canelo out, then, things could happen. You might see Canelo suffer some kind of injury and push the fight back and all that kind of stuff. So it's best for him to not say that he's going to go in there and knock Canelo out. But with that being said, like I said previously and said in an earlier video, I just saw some things in Canelo that showed me that he's slowing down. He hasn't been able to get a stoppage in a while. And that's just real talk. Canelo has went 3 fights without a stoppage. He's went the distance. He's went the distance with Triple G in a fight that they predicted he would stop Triple G. Didn't look too good in that fight. He went the distance with Bivol and he lost. He went the distance with now, Ryder. And he hurt Ryder and he just couldn't get the job done after he guaranteed a knockout. So with that being said, you got to start wondering what's going on with Canelo. You really have to say, yeah, it's looking like Canelo is starting to get long in the tooth at age 32. For people that say, well, what about the other guys that's 32? Oh, well, they haven't had as many fights as Canelo. I say this once again. Canelo said out of his own mouth, Canelo said that there were fights that he fought and he didn't get credit for it. He said he had at least 3 or 4 fights that he didn't get credit for and it didn't go on his record. So he's 60 plus fights in as a professional. That's a lot and he's been fighting since he was 15. So you got to be like, okay, wow, that's a lot of wear and tear. So now it's looking like more tear is coming in and he's wearing out. So, some people could be in denial about what's going on with Canelo, but what's it going to take? Him fighting Dimitri Bivol and getting the hell beat out of him before you start to come to the conclusion, okay, Canelo isn't the same fighter that he was. Even John Ryder said that he don't think Canelo is the same fighter he was a few years ago, and he think that Canelo is on the decline. And then once again, the discussion has came up, how would Canelo fare against certain opponents? I'm looking at how he would fare against Charlo now. All of a sudden, where I thought that he would win against Charlo, you got to think to yourself, well, hell, Charlo got an exceptional chance to win. Arthur Beterbiev, if he goes up to 175, like I said, Canelo leaves the ring in a stretcher. He'll get seriously hurt against Arthur Beterbiev. David Benavidez, I just don't like that fight for Canelo. Like I said, David Benavidez should and would be a heavy favorite in that fight to beat Canelo, and I think he would beat Canelo convincingly. I think he stops Canelo late in the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if he cuts Canelo and he stops him late in the fight. Too fluent, too much activity, and I just think it would just be a nightmare for Canelo. If Canelo can't hurt David Benavidez to get him out of there within the first 3 to 4 or 5 rounds, then we know what happens. So, yeah, he gets picked apart by David Benavidez, and David Benavidez either gets a late stoppage or he gets a dominant 12th round decision. So there you have it. You guys just gonna have to accept the fact about Canelo being on the decline. I saw that in a couple of fights. I saw it, to be honest with you, in the Bivol fight, but people didn't want to hear it. It came to some people's conclusion that it was an off night. It wasn't an off night. It was just him. So there you have it. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.